tragic in light of the fact that you have the audacity to tell me that the reason you cannot trust Christ is because the Gospels are not reliable. How tragic in light of the fact that you grew up in a Southern Baptist home, but have seen the light that there is no God. How on earth did you get to that position if it wasn't through an honest critique of the historical documents that showed you clearly that they were not reliable?
This guy presses Cliff because he says that he wants to live for himself and that Christianity is not reliable. Shout out to Cliff. Give me an answer for these videos. We love and appreciate them. And also, I'm going to be reacting all the way through it. Let's get into it.
What do you think about Jesus Christ?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I personally am an atheist.
Really? Why?
Why? I grew up in a Southern Baptist family, read the Bible 3 or 4 times at this point, and never was impressed,
Okay.
to be honest.
Who does impress you, or what impresses you?
No higher power that I have heard of.
Okay, now you've told me the negative. Now tell me the positive. What are you living for, who are you living for, and why?
I guess nothing. Whatever I
Okay, good.
would like.
Ooh, okay. I think that second part was a little more honest there. Obviously, when you stand there and tell me that you're living for nothing, you're lying to me and to yourself, right? You know that, right? You can't be dressed the way you are. You can't be going through what you're going through as a student here at the University of Arizona without being a pretty motivated person. So let's be real honest. You ain't living for nothing. The people who are living for nothing are committing suicide right now. You have some type of motive. You're living for someone or something. And that's why I liked your second statement, which was?
I guess I'm living for myself.
Okay, good. You're living for yourself. Okay, now what does that mean?
Whatever I feel like doing, I guess. I mean, like, I establish my own goals, I establish what I want to do, and if I don't want to do it, I don't do it, I suppose.
Good. I think that's pretty clear, isn't it? I like that. Thank you for your honesty.
You're welcome.
You decide the purpose for your life. You decide your goals. You decide what's right and wrong. You're the center. Right?
Okay.
Thanks for your honesty. I like that. For myself, I am like you. I find that alternative pretty attractive. But I keep on bumping into the limits of my knowledge. I keep on bumping into the fact that at times I know what's good, and instead of doing that good, I do the opposite. And I'm also knocking into aging process. Not a lot of fun. I used to play basketball a lot better than I do now. And I begin to realize that death is the ultimate obstacle. So, I begin to ask myself, in light of my limitations, in light of my finitude, in light of my moral failures, in light of my inability to beat death, am I really more reliable than Jesus Christ?
Yeah, and what it really comes down to is, what do we want to live for? Do we want to live for ourselves, or do we want to live for God? And that's what a lot of atheists want to do. They want to live for themselves. When it really boils down to, when they want to be honest, they don't want to submit to any authority. They don't want to submit to all-powerful God. They want to be like, no, he's not real. Then I can do whatever I want.
How do you answer that?
I don't really think you can rely on Jesus Christ. Personally, I've never met him. Personally, can't establish how reliable he truly would be. Just as you said, you can't establish that the Bible is infallible. I mean, as with any book. So I agree with you on that stance. So you would have to say that if you're only relying on something that you can't say is false, I mean, or that you can't say, I mean, is true. Sorry. And then, so to say that you're relying wholly on a book would be, just as good as relying on your own opinion.
Okay. Now, you're right. I think to put your faith in a book would be pretty painful. But Jesus doesn't call us to put our faith in a book. He calls us to come to him. And the historical evidence is the dude lived a sinless life. In fact, he lived the type of life that I've tried to live, but I've miserably failed. So that kind of demands some respect from me. I've tried to live that way, and I've repeatedly failed. I blow it, but he didn't blow it. Then, the historical evidence is, 3 days after he died, he rose from the dead. He beat death. Wow. That's kind of impressive. So based on his lifestyle and based on his resurrection, Don't you think the evidence is he is more reliable than you and I put together are?
But the evidence is coming from a source, which...
I hope it is.
I know, no, I'm saying, just as you said, he doesn't say rely on the book. But the only way you even know that he's saying anything is through a book. Which
Good.
still are telling me that you can't say is completely true.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Because I know that you have such intellectual honesty. That because you grew up in a Southern Baptist home, because you heard all about Christ, but because you had such a blossoming intellect, what you did was you exercised critical thinking. You analyzed the text to the point of finding out that indeed the Gospels are not historically reliable. Please tell me about that study and the evidence. I'm waiting, my Southern Baptist friend.
I didn't say that I had done that.
How tragic. How tragic in light of the fact that you have the audacity to tell me that the reason you cannot trust Christ is because the Gospels are not reliable. How tragic in light of the fact that you grew up in a Southern Baptist home, but have seen the light that there is no God. How on earth did you get to that position if it wasn't through an honest critique of the historical documents that showed you clearly that they were not reliable?
The thing is that it's as reliable as any other book I have read.
Really?
About anything.
Good. Why? What did you study that showed you that?
My own opinion.
My own opinion. So what you do is you just read a book, and then you get this feeling. And the feeling is, it's just as reliable as all the other books I've read. Is that the way you go about the academic process here?
Not exactly.
Good. So tell me more.
Okay, I have read, oh God, what's it called? C.S. Lewis, it's,
Good.
The Carpenter, oh God.
That's Josh McDowell.
Is it, no, what's the one that C.S. Lewis wrote?
Mere Christianity?
Yes.
Great.
I read that like 5 years ago.
Good.
I'll be honest, it's been a while. But,
Yep.
I mean, the thing is that other books arguing for its reliability did not seem to fulfill the argument to my standard. I mean,
Good.
I'm a math major, so
Great.
I know what constitutes a proof.
Good.
I've never really come to that point.
Excellent. And you as a math major understand very clearly that if you were to take mathematics over to the history department and demand that history professors mathematically prove that Abraham Lincoln was president of the United States, that would be intellectually dishonest, wouldn't it? So you would never do anything that childish. So what are the tests that you've used to show us from an honest intellectual standpoint that the Gospels are not reliable?
I'll be honest, I've not used an actual test.
Thank you for your honesty. Okay, sir, now be honest. So why did you reject the Gospels as not giving you accurate history?
Because I have nothing that says it is accurate.
Good. Good.
I suppose it's proof by contradiction.
No, let's be real honest. You know the proof, bud, and so do I. I want to do my own thing, and I could give a rip about God and Jesus because I'm going to go out and cut loose, man. I'm going to be free of those chains of Southern Baptisthood that so limited me growing up. Man, I'm at the University of Arizona, man. Forget about honest intellectual pursuit of God and Christ and the Bible, man. Let's just live it up. Why? Because it's thrilling. It's absolutely thrilling to write the rules, because I love to play God. Come on, bud, let's be honest.
See, now personally,
Yeah?
as you were being offended earlier by saying the gentleman over there was being judgmental
Yeah?
of your intentions,
Yeah?
you're doing the same to
Oh
me.
no, what did I first do to you, sir?
You're
I asked you a lot of hard questions, didn't I?
But you're still
I asked you a lot of hard
judging my
questions,
intentions.
and I hate to tell you, sir, you flunked them one after another. Let's be honest. You came out here posing like the Gospels were not historically reliable. And so I said, fine, give me the test you used to determine historicity. What are the studies that you've done on the New Testament to convince you that the Gospels are not reliable? And what did you give me, sir? You gave me a goose egg. That's what you gave me, Zippo. And you're right, I opened up on you after you had the audacity to expose yourself like that. You did it, I didn't do it, you did it. I didn't judge you, you judged yourself, sir. I asked you, what have you studied? You told me C.S. Lewis, Mere Christianity. I said, good. So that book has nothing to do with the historicity of the Gospels.
I said that there was nothing that which backed it up.
And I asked you what tests. What tests? Oh, fine, tell me now. Correct me.
It's a lack of
Good.
backing up.
So what is the little bit that does support their reliability that you found?
I don't see any little bit.
Good. It's total trash. Jesus never existed. Is that your honest intellectual conclusion? He never existed?
I'm not saying that.
All right, then what's your historical evidence that Jesus ever graced the planet?
From other texts.
Like what?
Dead Sea Scrolls?
Dead Sea Scrolls, he's not even in there, sir.
Sorry.
Yeah, so am I. I'm real sorry also. You want to dig your ditch bigger, sir? Go ahead. Or are you going to agree with me? You basically have tuck tail and run.
That's so good, and I think that a lot of people want to have God with their own standards and their own proof and ability. You're never going to be able to completely prove like a math science equation. You're not going to be able to do that. But doesn't mean that he didn't exist. That doesn't mean there's not enough evidence to believe that he did believe in God or not. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below your thoughts. I would love to hear them. And trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so make sure to subscribe, and love and appreciate you all for all your love and support. It means the world. Anyway, guys, you might like this video here. Peace.